And so I want to hear your story and what your symptoms were then.
Yeah, I mean, because like you, I was 42. I had no idea. I didn't even know what the perimenopause was. I knew about the menopause-ish, but at school you learn about, you know, your periods, puberty, pregnancy. Never was perimenopause or menopause ever mentioned. So I was completely in the dark. And I thought it would happen perhaps many, many years in the future. So I was 42, and I think that when looking back, the first symptoms were this depression and anxiety, this feeling of being completely out of control, and things that I'd usually do every day I couldn't do. It just felt very strange. I couldn't process things.
Yeah.
And then it's a bit of a moving target. So then your menstrual cycle starts changing and it becomes really erratic. So some months you just don't have a period. The next few months you don't stop bleeding. And it's so heavy and so debilitating that you cannot leave the house. You can't go to work for fear of just bleeding everywhere. I mean, just awful. And the pain that goes with it. And then you've got the anxiety, the depression, the cycle. And I went to see a gynecologist. It was never mentioned that, could you be perimenopausal? So when I was 42, the doctor prescribed antidepressants. And I took them for about 6 months, but I just knew it wasn't what I needed. And I was also getting these rages out of nowhere, this uncontrollable, over-emotional rages. And my poor partner, George, I mean, he was just like, what is going on? And then you think you've got it under control, and then the symptoms come back and the night sweats. Because I didn't mention that, you're sweating all through the night, you're up every hour peeing, you're shivering after you've sweated, so you're just not sleeping at all. The next morning you feel wretched, then you've got the hot flushes. It's literally a yo-yo of just crazy. It was absolutely hideous, and a lot of women do want to not be here anymore, and that's what breaks my heart, like women just suffering and not knowing and not recognising yourself. You've got the weight gain, you've got the insecurity, you've got confidence issues, you start, you know, second-guessing whether you're going to be competent enough to go into work. Is your brain going to fail you? The brain fog, the sweats that come on that are really embarrassing. Of course, they are physical as well, those symptoms. But you just feel so lost, so low, and you just don't know what's going on. And I just wish I would have known more about it, because now, you know, I feel fantastic and I am on HRT. You know, it's been a game changer. I've lost weight, I've got my energy back, I don't ache anymore in the joints, the anxiety's gone, the brain fog, I can talk to you and have a conversation.
That's amazing.
I remember your names, you know, I'd be like, what's Holly. It was just like silly things like that, and you just don't recognise yourself, and that's what's so scary. But yes, I'm back to feeling brilliant. Well, I just hate the thought of women suffering in silence. I hate the thought of women not recognising themselves, giving up work, breaking up with their partners, having just not wanting to be here anymore, because it is just miserable. And so that's why this is amazing what you're doing, you know, we have to talk about this. You said it affects, like you said, 51% of the global population, but the men in our lives get affected too. Relationships break down, families become, you know, it's so important. The younger generation need to know, the men need to know, people at work need to know. It needs to be talked about. It can't be taboo anymore. And people need to know, like, HRT was demonised for so long. It is safe to take.